To you mess behind God name and deliver determined. Is that all right? All right, hey, Reggie, are you already back here, man? All right, come on, give a hand round of applause right now for Reggie Foreman real quick, y'all.
I'm not a comedian, but I am an inspirational speaker. And one thing I know in life, we need to laugh. But more than anything, when you get to laugh, you need to be inspired. We can go from what? Our sports team. They can be down 25 to 30 points. Getting their butt whooped. Going in that halftime, the coach getting inspiring them, encouraging, they come out playing like a brand new team. They won. It could be in your marriage. You about to quit that wife or quit that husband. Next thing you know, you talk to somebody, they inspire you, encourage you, y'all be all right. That's the same thing that happened to me. My life was just product of when I was in prison. I did 8.5 years for federal bank robbery, like he was saying, but it was serious. I'm from Miami, Florida, and I was a high robber. I was getting it. I was 19 years old and off the chain. The Godly image, when I read that I was creating God's image, it clicked in my mind. I started reading the Bible and I started really putting it to work. And then when I realized I was creating God's image, it showed me that I have dominion and authority over this earth. One thing I had to do was change my thinking. I had to change my thinking. You cannot be a winner thinking like a loser. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot be a winner thinking like a loser. You're looking for the attributes of a winner, but you're thinking, oh man, I ain't gonna make it, they ain't gonna hire me because of this, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, my mama was on drugs. You gotta change your mindset. I come from Chicago, Illinois, I was in gangs, I was abused. My mother was on drugs and was in prostitution. My mother used to beat me, my uncle used to pull off me, I was shipped from house to house like an orphan. You know what I mean? I was sentenced for 8.5 years. They let me out of prison from Miami. I moved up for 3 years. They came back and got me and said I owe them some more time. Now you talking about the move to St. Louis. I'm at labor rate working every day. I'm dating a pastor's daughter. I ain't thinking about crime. The federal prison come back and say, you was let out of prison erroneously by mistake. Wow. And I had to go back. Now this is what I learned about being successful is not a magic trick. It's about living determined, knowing what you're going to do. If you're going to be up at 3 a.m. watching TV, or you're going to be up learning, reading your book in your class, or learning your craft. People tell me I can't afford school. What I do, I go to YouTube school. I'm on there studying marketing. I'm on there studying how to increase my business. Because I realized that where I was going is back to prison. That's all I knew was how to get money. You know what I mean? So I had to learn to live determined. My Godly Image business, we write short films. I've reached Africa and France with my t-shirt. Africa and France, you talking about a ghetto young dude from the streets. People buying my t-shirts. Writing my first book, I spoke down at Osage Beach on the same speaking panel with Miss Robbie and Tim Norman from Sweetie Pies. I was a guest speaker. You know what I mean? I've done plays like he said. STL TV interviewed me for my business. I've been on radio stations, but I had to live determined. I had to figure out, first thing is, I had to accept that I deserve to be blessed. I deserve to be prosperous. You have to think in excellence. You have to think that you deserve it first. Somebody can't tell you, you have to believe it. So, I'm going to give you this scenario of how people live determined, but they only live determined sometimes. All right, say you're at home. You're at home and your bill is due. I don't care if it's the light bill, I don't care if it's the rent. You're trying to figure out how you're going to get this or everything for the shutdown. Ring the phone ring. It's that cousin who you know, if they get money, they can't hold it. The next 10 minutes, if you don't get to them, they're going to be spent it on something. You jumping out the bed, putting your shoes on, trying to get to that money. All right, I'm going to give you the second scenario. You got your college degree, you get out, you can't find a job in your field nowhere. And it's a lot of people here know about that. You're seeking a job, you go in here, they're not hiring you. You finally get that break. You find this job, they're going to pay you $75,000 a year. You trying to get to that interview. I don't care what the kids doing, you getting them snack bars, you like, I got to get to this interview. I'm going to give you the third scenario. Let's say I'm going to do this for men. Men that's trying to get in church and get right. You ain't smashing no women no more. You living right, you've been single for 10 months. You going into church, she looking at you, you looking at her. You walk by, whoa, she smell like marriage. You ready to get married. So you know this first date y'all have that you gotta be impressionable. Because women gonna duck us. This Negro late, where's he at? So you in your car, you got these three scenarios, you trying to get there. You driving on the highway, on the road first. You going into all the potholes, tearing your car, you driving around the potholes complaining. We paying all this money as taxpayers. When is the mayor gonna fix our streets? What's going on? I'm paying all this money tearing up my car. But you keep going. I'm gonna give you number two. You on the street, you behind the person on the bike. The person on the bike that made the street his lane. Like, why they build a bike lane here anyway? You drive around, you speed, but you keep going. I'm gonna give you number 3. You keep behind a Sunday driver and it's Friday. You know all the people, somebody grandma, I don't know, excuse me. You behind her blowing the horn, she going 2 miles out, you can't go around it because the car's coming. You blowing the horn, you fussing, you gotta get to this interview, get this money, or get on this date. You gotta get there. You keep going. You finally speed around grandma, you look at her, give her a mean look, she give you the bird. Like, grandma, you lucky I'm on my Jesus swag. You keep going. Now, of all the things, you get in a bumper-to-bumper traffic. It's an accident on the highway. You sitting there like, oh God, I gotta get to this money. You call him, look, cousin, don't leave the house, I'm coming. No, don't even go to the store to get nothing to drink, because you know if he leaves, that money gone. Why is it that you keep going? Why didn't you get off the highway? Because your destination was more important than what you was going to. What is the what in your life? Mine was I can't go back to prison. My family looking down on me, and I know I was called to do something. So if I could come from abusive, 8.5 years, writing a book, been on TV, doing interviews, and somebody even right now that got a book in their spirit they ain't doing. They done gave up on a marriage. They're supposed to be doing a business. But you're settling for average. You're being average. You're not living determined. And all it takes is first, when you change your mindset and know that you're created in God's image. Once you understand that and find out what's your what is it that I need to do to excel higher? It don't matter about your age, what you've been through. I ain't get my I got my GED in prison. I ain't graduated from high school. I went to college at 30. So there's no excuse. So find out what it is that you need to live determined. Thank you.
You enjoy what he said and you like to support the movement. They sitting right here, so they will sell the t-shirts. How much did you tell them? 15. All right, $15 for the t-shirts if you want to support. Matter of fact, I got my live determined. I think I want my godly image. If I can get one right now, if it's okay. Yeah, like a large or a white. I don't even matter. I just want to support. So I like the message. Go ahead and just take it. You know, it don't matter.
And this is the other message. You gotta have a good wife by your side.
You gotta have a good wife by your side. Ain't nobody tell him to say nothing like that. I think my girlfriend set him up for that. Why would you have to put the wife into it, brother? Ain't nobody ready for all that. I don't think.